Hello there! I'm Uncommon, and I am uncommonly happy to see you today. That's never gonna get old. I'm gonna keep doing it. So yes, hello and welcome to the Pizza Pie Tournament 2019 Season 1, Tournament 4. We have a fantastic lineup for you today. We have brackets, we have Matcherinos. Look at that. I got all my codes right. If you go to the, Tom is already posting things in there for you. You can follow along by clicking those links, by putting in codes. We have a prize pool every week supported and partnered with Matcherino. We are currently at $19.50. The winner will take home $13.65. 70% of the prize pool. The second place takes home $5.85. Looks like going down the list, just a lot of people entering codes, guys. That's fantastic. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for supporting Matcherino. This makes the Pizza Pie Tournament absolutely fantastic. I mean, we just love having a prize pool, a growing prize pool. A prize pool is incentive. We're getting better players. We're getting better games, and it's all because of you, all because of the fantastic things you are doing for us. So what we're gonna do, if you follow that bracket right there, you're gonna see us going into our first game. We're gonna follow Starkiller, and his first match is going to be Siegfried. We're jumping into Port Alexander. We are going to see you guys any moment in the game. Thank you again for watching. Everybody's kind of readying up right now. Yes, it is a solo cast today. Voltaren is off casting some fantastic things right now, if I remember correctly. He's up. He's casting the University of British Columbia for Canada right now. He is doing great things for StarCraft, guys, just like we all are. With that being said, the countdown has started. Welcome to the Pizza Pie. Welcome to all the fabulous StarCraft games we have to offer. First game is going to be Siegfried versus Starkiller, and I'll see you inside the game. Ladies and gentlemen, in the top left-hand corner, the red Zerg representing Alpha X, the pizza man himself, it is Starkiller. His opponent, the bottom right, it is Siegfried, bringing it home for Rise. And you're watching game number 1 of the Pizza Pie Tournament number 4. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us here today. We have a huge bracket. 16 players have entered the arena. Only one gets a pizza, and odds are the one that's going to get the pizza just dropped a hatch in the natural, and that's a huge pool. So five probes beat a hatch, right? So we've got 8 on the board right now. They're going to get it. Like, this thing doesn't come to life, but it is going to be a heck of a lot of mining time missing. Is it still slow to kill? There it is. They will get it, and he's going to recreate it. The thing kicks off again. Again, stalling out that mining time. He gets the cancel. Excellent play there by Starkiller. Actually, I think that last one was an Evo. You drop the Evo right on the creep created by the hatchery, and he goes again. Very cheeky guy here with the extractor. This doesn't need to be. This is not an immediate threat. It doesn't need to be forced out. And behind this, Siegfried is expanding. Starkiller taking a bit of momentum there, a bit of an aggressive push. Thank you for the subscription, Tier 1. I got a button. You're the man. All right. Taking a look around I haven't actually entirely decided if I take off the alerts during the casts or not. So we're experimenting with that now. I'm gonna make sure you guys know we are on a 2-minute delay. So thank you for that. Awesome, IRP. You're amazing. So let me not, like, in my gushing forget to look around. So we do have 3 bases. Starkiller taking a quick third base there. With the threat of Protoss, especially with the delays he put into the game, he feels very comfortable. He's taking his third base. He gets to play the economic game because he's the better player. It's up to I would say better player. Let me pause real quick and say Siegfried faced down Future last week on the Future last week in the Pizza Pie, 2 weeks ago in the Pizza Pie tournament number 3 in the semifinals. So what you're really getting here is a fantastic match right off the bat. Siegfried not hiding the Stargate, using it for the wall. Another pylon there backs that up. And we have a handful of Lings coming up here, going to take care of the first Adept. They're getting right on top of him. Shade's going to finish. He's going to see the third base. And the Ling's coming down here, trying to find him, trying to see if he's hiding behind the lines. And that Adept will live. He'll get another chance to scout. As the first couple Spore Crawlers go down here. He's going to see the... Let's make sure I'm not missing him anywhere on the board. The units tab. Good, that first Oracle does come out. All the mineral lines have been prepared. The Spore Crawler, or the Spore, already in position in most of their locations. Still continuing the drone up. Starkiller popping out another round of drones here. Drones and queens. He's really focusing on those minerals. Really getting a fair number of queens out. 2 queens down here. Catch him. Feed that Oracle right up into the third queen. Alright, keeping that creep back. Keeping the growth away. The Oracle gets away. Very important as well to keep that Oracle alive. You keep all these early scouting units alive, you can use them later. They're not good for diving onto workers if you can't get a... He's like teasing. This is like teasing the Oracles. He says, I dare you to turn on. You won't have energy for whatever I have left. It does look like Siegfried gets that sense. He says, oh, I'd rather take your drones. He's going to go right across the other side of the map where there's a Roach Warren has gone down. Let's find him. Where's he hiding it at? All right, in the main base. Roach Warren right there in the center. He's continuing the macro up. Starkiller, another round of drones. Now that extractor just starting to go down. The Overlord getting a full scout, getting all the information. And then a handful of gateways exploding in the top. Really going to power up that production here for Siegfried. 26 probes? Wow. Okay, so the probe production, learning something from AlphaGo, I guess. Really continuing a constant probe production. So once he gets that third base down, he's going to have a significant jump in his economic growth. He's actually probably has a significant economic boom here alone with all these extra probes here. And as long as he secures his base, and it does look like with the way Starkiller's been playing, it's going to be easy enough. And I say, well, he's been playing very economically. He's been very back. Now I love that these Lings have been here the whole time. They've been running around, keeping information, keeping his opponent home and honest. These Oracles actually still not having turned on to clear out the Lings, because it's good. It's a waste of energy. Why would he? But the Lings still alive, taunting, gathering information. He knows there's nothing else going on outside of here. He's constantly pinging back and forth, and this is just kind of his excellent level of play here. He's gonna see the Phoenix. Result legs on the way. A huge transfer over now. As ooh, I love the Stasis Awards. He might actually get a probe for his trouble. Has he gotten something yet? No, okay. Doesn't look like he's got a probe. Starkiller just absolutely on top of things here. Taking a quick account at things back in his base. The Oracles fly over. We're going to see a handful of roaches. I think this is the first time roaches have been spotted. It's not been a lot of information gathering here from Siegfried. Roaches kind of hiding, actually. The pure number of roaches hiding. This is going to be a big push. The Queen, they're trying to move in position, hiding from the Oracles. The Oracles coming in. They don't see the roaches. Okay, now they will see the roaches. These tagged drones will reveal all. And the fact that he was hiding them, The fact they have been spotted is it's going to have to cause a reaction. Something's going to have to change the defense, some shield batteries, something, because these roaches are moving across the map now. They are trying to find their damage. So we got the stasis ward here. It trapped he actually sent a couple roaches to try to find the stasis ward. Because he knows it's there somewhere. It looks like he's going to edge a whole bunch of roaches almost into the stasis ward. That would have been absolutely devastating. He's fighting just at the edge of it. That is nuts. Huge connection there. One roach almost set off the trap. That'd have been great, but instead he's going to fight right on the edge of that thing. How does he do it? The roach is taunting. And there it is. He gets the cut. The stasis ward goes off. The roach is in a much more dangerous position now as he's fighting with half the army. An excellent trap laid by Siegfried there. He can clean this up. He can push this back. He's got a handful of immortals to do so. The storms, the oracles, everything's bit to push this out. But if he doesn't get enough of them, I think this army just collapses back in on it. And that's exactly what Starkiller is going to do. He's going to pull everything back. He gets away just in time. And now he's got a free flank. His units were in position. The immortals put themselves in between everything, and I think Siegfried just assumed that Starkiller goes home, that he doesn't want to fight with half his army, but instead he just waits just outside the danger zone, and he comes back right when everything is coming together. The roaches have a great concave, and Immortal comes down the stairs here. Oracle's trying to find damage, but there's the GG. Starkiller takes game number 1. Woo, ladies and gentlemen. GG. All right. And IERP, thank you again. So I think what I'll do is I'll start hitting these alerts again in between these casts. So what I'm gonna do is thank you, and thanks Stoop guys for the follow and subscription. I'll see you guys in the next game. We'll be right back.
Hold up.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the top right-hand corner, in the red, up 1 game, the Zerg representing Alpha X, it is Starkiller. His opponent, in the orange, representing Rise, it's Siegfried. And you're watching the Pizza Pie Tournament 2019 Season 1 Tournament 4. And we are right now staring down a pylon. Staring down a really, really quick pylon here. We have a forge finishing up. It does look like Siegfried's going to play the pylon, the cannon game. The pylon game? The cannon game. He's going to play it really far back, unusually far back, as I think he really wants to commit to a very forward a very large set of building structures. So he's going to buy some time. He's buying a lot of time. Now, Starkiller doesn't know this is here. He's continuing along kind of a normal tech path for Zerg. Well, Siegfried, is building his first gateway right here in this other base. He wants things coming out quick. He wants them coming out deadly. He's getting another gateway here. So we have a cannon. We have a gateway. Very defensible, and absolutely very defensible. The thing is, this has to get scouted quickly for Starkiller. He needs to respond. He needs to start making decisions, right, that keep this from being a real serious threat later. The Overlord does spot it. He pulls back before it's too late. The Lings are going to come over here. They're going to see what's vulnerable. They're immediately going to be met with a cannon. It does look like he's going to pull back now. He's got to shift gears. Starkiller's got to pull out enough to overwhelm the cannon, but it's in a really good position. It's going to be hard to find a good flank. There's going to be a second cannon down. Gateway's coming down here. If he could grab that probe, that would absolutely be worth things. But this photon cannon now, they're coming closer. But this is also not an immediate threat. There is absolutely lots of time for Starkiller to power up into something. Make enough Lings, go into a Baneling nest, engage this the way he wants to engage this. It does look like he's going to go into that Baneling nest and continue to power up. That's a lot. There are a lot of cannons. This is actually going to be a fairly interesting wall to try to get through. But a number of Banelings will do it. A number of Banelings crashing in the right angles. They're going to do this, or they would do this. I don't know anymore. This wall's getting bigger and bigger. That's a lot of cannons, and he's actually going to run back. And these Lings now, huge threat on the other side of the map. Siegfried's got to start committing resources to the other side, and whether these Lings commit to that side or not, he still has another angle in which to clash onto the pylon. This can be a handful of Banelings split up on each side to take that out. But right now, Siegfried is holding a very dangerous position. Is that too many cannons? Is that not enough cannons? We do have a full wall off. We have a cannon coming down just now. It looks like a couple Banelings being morphed at the bottom here. He's looking to crash it on the other side. He says, I'm not even going to play the game on your side of the map. I'm going to play it on the other side of the map. A gateway coming down for the wall. This is a full, solid wall. They've gotten through. The Lings are through. They're on top of the cannon. We have no other cannons on this side. The Banelings are moving. He says, you know what, forget your rush. I'm going to be on the other side of the map. We have a couple Banelings throw themselves into the workers. We have more Lings coming to the other side of the map to help solve this problem. Create a problem there. Siegfried taps out. GG! Starkiller takes game number 2 and moves on to round number 2. GG! Woo! Starkiller 2-0s. Siegfried. I'm gonna go right back to the bracket. It does look like the winner of that match, so Starkiller, is going on to face Reaper. Pyro Reaper, ladies and gentlemen. So excellent job to Starkiller. He will move on, and we will catch him right after another short break, once they get their vetoes done and they move in. So stay tuned for more Pizza Pie action. We're gonna follow Starkiller until we can't follow Starkiller anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get into our next set of games. Starkiller and Reaper are finishing up their vetoes now. I wanted to take a moment to talk about the people who make this absolutely possible. First off, it's Matcherino, and if you haven't seen the Matcherino code, it's been linked up above several times. Pizza Pie 4, that's the code. I'm sure my good friend and tournament organizer Tom will lead you in with that. I also want to talk about another food type. We are into pizza, but the burger joint has gotten into StarCraft and esports too. Bubba Burgers is supporting esports through their partnership with Matcherino, and I just wanted to take a moment and thank them, because I love burgers. I love pizza. These are my two favorite foods here. Bubba Burgers is the #1 brand of frozen burgers in the United States. They have 8 varieties of burgers as well as some other great additions. I'm looking at their website. We have turkey burgers. We have reduced fat burgers, bacon cheddar burgers, veggie burgers, any jalapeno burgers, any kind of burgers you could possibly want. So please check them out. They're supporting StarCraft, and if they're supporting StarCraft, I want to support them. With that, I'm going to see you in game. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Kairos Junction in the red, representing Alpha X, it is Starkiller. His opponent on the top left-hand side, in the blue, representing Pyro, it is Reaper. You're watching Pizza Pie Tournament number 4, Season 1 for 2019. Thank you all for joining us here today. We're having a fantastic time, and I'm glad that you're here with me. Starkiller taking his second base, in his base this time, in the ZVZ. I do love watching the minutia with ZVZ, right? So we have a spawning pool first. Minutia? The details. Starkiller taking his spawning pool first, right? He opts to take it first, gives him lings a little faster, sacrifices economy just a little bit. On the other side, we have Reaper, right? Reaper expanded first, threw down the spawning pool. This is still safe. There's not necessarily an amount of aggression that we're going to see out of Starkiller that'll make that a bad move. But if he's not careful, you know, the fights are going to stay on the blue side of the map where Reaper doesn't want them to be. And as EVZ, you don't want to be doing Ling Bane fights on your side of the map, because that's where the Banelings are. You don't want the Banelings near your drones, right? So what we're getting here is just a start of the aggression. A little bit of poking and prodding. These Lings should come over here, start to do a little bit of damage to the hatchery, and then we're going to get some dancing with these Lings, right? We're going to get this kind of back and forth, trying to find damage, trying to peel off a couple Lings. And if he can have this fight, if he can take a good fight here, he can then let that spiral out and take a few drones. So it looks like he's taken the better fight so far. More Lings coming out of Reaper, just a couple more. And now this base is not mining. So these Lings now depart here. 6 more Lings on the way for Starkiller. That Baneling nest working its way up, and this is that first back and forth. Like, who stops making Lings first starts losing fights. You know, do you have Banelings ready to go? Where are the Overlords? Where are the Banelings going to morph into? How does this go? So we have speeds already finished now for Starkiller. That gives him a huge advantage. That Queen, though, is a great bastion for defense. The Banelings starting to be morphed in. And that Baneling nest still not done yet for Reaper, and the Lings getting us around on the Queen. That's massive. One Queen goes down. The Lings continue, starting to spiral out of control. There's GG, and Starkiller takes game number 1. Woo! All right, that was a very quick game. Number 1. Starkiller getting in and getting decisive damage done right off the bat, getting in there with just the right number of Lings, and if you watch, we talked about it very early on in the beginning there, getting the early kills on those Lings, winning the early fights, gave him a huge advantage on the later fight. There just wasn't enough there to contend with it when we had a higher flood of Lings. The Banelings were about to pop in, and you hear that timer, 6 seconds left. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting into game number 2. We'll see you on the inside. Starkiller versus Reaper taking place on Automation LE. Ladies and gentlemen, on the bottom left-hand side, in the red, representing Alpha X, it is Starkiller. His opponent, on the top right-hand side of the map, in the blue, it is Reaper. You're watching the Pizza Pie Tournament 4, Season 1, 2019, game number 2 between Reaper and Starkiller. All right, taking a quick look around here. We start to watch those details again. Starkiller going for the fast pull and denying, and so this is interesting, I find him denying this natural base, right? He's having it out drone on drone, and a little bit of cheese. Reaper, you know, doing a decent job of delaying the natural, but oh, did I miss it? I missed it, guys. I'm sorry. While we were all hyped up with that awesome new intro, that was a 12 pull, and it was a 12 pull met with a pull first. So Starkiller in a good position to defend this. 6 more Lings on the way. But this delayed hatchery is very low on health. As the first 4 Lings come out, 4 versus 6 is not a fight Starkiller necessarily wants to take. He doesn't want to take this until he can group up with his Lings. He gets out here, and now we get to play this dance game again, and now we get to see the shoes on the other foot. Can Starkiller pull it off? Lings coming back and forth, trying to let the hatchery soak up some damage while some more Lings come out, but that's exactly what Reaper wants. He wants to get this kill. If he gets this kill, that is a larva fight he can win. The drones have been pulled. They're coming in to add to the DPS. The Lings are going. The Lings have the advantage. The Lings, which Lings? The blue Lings have the advantage as Starkiller pulls a couple more Lings out, and the Lings are starting to stop. The flood is over. Starkiller is held. He's held this. Reaper's got 2 more workers to his name, in part due to the drone pull he forced, so he takes a slight early lead in this game right now as these Lings continue to play games, continue to fight back and forth and dance in the middle of the map. in the middle of the map. Maybe don't say my words so quickly so they actually become words and not just sounds that my mouth makes. Another Ling goes down here as Starkiller picks up speed. All right, now the Ling's on the other side of the map starting to do some damage. Now, there are 2 queens at the top. Because of the delay, the queens didn't sync up. They haven't come down to the bottom yet. These queens, though, will hold the ramp. But there could be a significant amount of damage on the other side on this side of the map to this hatchery. If this hatchery goes down, the queen's about to pop out. The queen's moved down to get in position to support the queen. But this just focus fire on the hatch. He moves around. He gets it. He gets the hatch. He runs away. He's actually keeping most of his Lings alive as he's going to run up into the main base. He's in the main base. He wants to get damage done here to the drones. He ends up fighting the Lings while he has a chance. He has a little bit of the number, but a Starkiller putting down the damage, but it will be cleaned up. And Reaper, I don't know if we call that a hold, but he manages to survive. And he's got 3 queens. He's got 3 queens. He's got a handful of Lings. These are still slow Lings, right? I don't see the speed on them. So these 18 Lings that are coming out right now for Starkiller, they're going to move across to the other side of the map, are going to be very dangerous Lings. This hatchery is low on life. It needs to survive. Wait, can you do that? Okay, so you can creep tumor. There was just enough creep left for that creep tumor to come down, and that's going to start to spread a creep again. He really wants to connect these 2 bases. The queens need to be able to maneuver around. That's what prevented him from getting up to the base of support last time. The Lings are back, and there's still no speed. These are slow Lings versus fast Lings. This is not a fight he wants to take. These are a numbers game he can't win. He gets the kill. That is a queen wall he's not going to fight, but now the queens have to come down here if they want to save the hatchery. There is enough of a wall they could defend it, but it does look like he's focus firing it down now. The hatchery's taking a significant amount of damage, down to less than 100 health. Down, and it gets canceled. Just the last moment he's able to get that cancel. He runs up to the main base, hoping to find some more damage. There's 16 more Lings in the production tab for Starkiller, only 2 here for Reaper. He's trying his best to minimize the amount of damage he's taken. Reaper getting back that hatchery. Every time he puts that down, that's 100 minerals. That's a couple Lings that aren't in this fight. That's a larva that's not being produced. There are more Lings on the way. +1 here for Starkiller. He's actually starting to tech up here in this Ling Bane fight. I say Ling Bane fight. This is just Ling fight. And this is the fight maybe Reaper hadn't planned for. He had something in mind, maybe 2 base roaches. He's got lots of queens down here, and he throws down a Spire. All right, so the layer finished up here. Reaper throwing down a Spire at the bottom. He's got a long moment of vulnerability where there is nothing to answer Starkiller. Starkiller's going to get up here. He's going to get that second base again. This back and forth here, pushing this hatchery down, completely punishing Reaper. But you know, the queens are still a pretty good wall. It's going to be hard to get in here to find the damage. The wall's solid. He doesn't want him. He doesn't want him up here. The transfusions are going down. There's so much energy on these queens. They will eventually either, I mean, energy or Lings, right? Which one lasts first? And the Lings, there are a lot left. I'm counting the Ling count in the bottom right hand for you. There's about 10 Lings left here. They did make it through 1 queen. That is the 10 more Lings on the way. The Spire is about to finish up. And we take a look. There is 360 gas. He can make 3 mutas in a moment here. And, you know, that's a lot. That'll do something. But what it won't end the game. He's really taken a lot of economic damage here. He can make a couple mutas. But Starkiller on 3 bases now, 24 workers to 44, and mutas aren't going to be a surprise anymore. He's seen it. There's the GG. Reaper taps out. Ladies and gentlemen, Starkiller does it again. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, wow, Starkiller moving through that bracket again. Let's pop that bracket link. I'll try to remember to pop that bracket link in 2 minutes, so I'm not giving away that the fight is over. Starkiller will move on, and I'm taking a look at the bracket now. He's the first one in that round. We have Nicro has moved on. Riser and Estrella are battling it out right now. Ryuchi and Eon should be battling it out right now. So I'm going to look around, get you guys a match, get you something to watch as so far we've just been watching the march of Starkiller move himself through to the pizza. We're going to continue that in just a moment. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm going to hit the BRB break button, and I'll see you on the other side. there. Lovely to see you. We're back in this thing right now. Absolutely right now. We're going. The beeps are happening. It's going to be Nycro versus Practice X, Care Bear X. We're super excited. This is the winner of this will go on to face Starkiller. I'll see you in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, in the bottom right-hand corner, the top right-hand corner, in the light blue, the icy blue, representing Icy Bound Esports, it is Nycro. His opponent, in the bottom left-hand corner, representing Lit Esports, it is Care Bear X. And you're watching Pizza Pie 2019 Season 1 4th Tournament number 4. And we're watching ourselves a beautiful, an absolutely gorgeous TVP. Practice X? Having actually made it really far in this tournament several times before. And Nycro chasing the dreams, chasing the professional esports dreams with Icy Bound Esports. Him and that whole team have moved over previous members of All Inspiration, putting all their efforts and energy, lifting their hands up for the spirit bomb that is going to be professional esports. On the other end, Care Bear X, member of Lit Esports, a fantastic amateur community team, participates in a lot of team leagues and amateur leagues. Go check them out. I have a Lit hoodie, actually, back in my other office. Some fantastic people and some fantastic friends have come from Lit Esports. And that's the fantastic thing, actually, just about the amateur community, is as I've gotten deeper and deeper into it, some of my best friends are a result of this amateur community. But I'll tell you, I don't know if any of my friends would proxy on me like this. That's dirty. So we have a gateway down at the bottom. It's going to be Stalker. It's going to be a little bit of Stalker pressure. We have a Reaper coming across the map here. 2 Stalkers at a time being created on different sides of the map. This one coming forward to handle the Reaper. Try to save the probe. Reaper, actually, a little bit of miss. Micro almost fell. This one here, this Stalker here, coming to the front door. And in his position, the bunker already in position. Care Bear X sensing something dirty, opts to build his command center on the top, put down a bunker, and that's going to hold off any immediate pressure. He's going to have to build up a couple more Stalkers than that to continue to do pressure, at that angle and at this time. The Stalker over here chasing the Reaper. Reaper getting into the base. He's going to have a look around. So now we do have a forward pylon and a forward gateway that's going to be able to push the... Ooh, some good probe action there. Stalker comes in, he cleans up that Reaper. So he's going to have a forward pylon. It's going to give him the capability to warp in. Really fast, really well, give him that forward support. So let's see if he follows through, if that's the kind of damage he wants to do. On the other side, we do have a Terran who's going to do a pretty good job of kind of holding up position. So we're going to have tanks coming out. We have that bunker producing 2 Marines at a time here. You're not necessarily going to get up this ramp, but now he's going to move down to the bottom and secure, a wider area. He's got to secure this natural base here. It's a much, I say, wider area, right? There's no ramp. This position here definitely favors the offense. Terran's really going to want to put a bunker down and maybe even, secure this with some walls. The Stalker's coming in here, jumping on this tank, not in a siege position. They're going to get a little bit of damage done. And it's interesting, it's not siege, but now he definitely couldn't siege. They could take advantage of that and move in a little closer. That tank is going to move out a bit. It's been lightly bruised, but now we have Stalkers coming in 2 at a time over here to reinforce this. Coming in from the low ground that is in position already. Tank's going to get a couple shots off. Stalker's moving in for the kill, hoping to close it up. They close it. Actually, they do close it out. Get rid of that tank. Opens up this whole bottom bottom ground, lower ground here for damage, and these Stalkers are going to get a couple free shots, at least on the Orbital Command. I don't know if they make it to the top of the ramp yet, if they have that kind of staying power, but they will at least keep the Terran from mining from 2 bases. They keep him on 1. Terran needs to move his base, land it again, and start producing SCVs out of it so he doesn't fall too far behind. Just a good, solid push there. And this isn't necessarily a full commitment here. He could pull this back. Although there is now a tank on the high ground, it is in a good position. Looks like he's going to shade all the way up into the mineral line and try to get some damage done. Nope, he's going to cancel the shade. He's going to find himself a good position here and keep taking shots again. The Orbital Command. Marines trying to get in position. They want to defend the tank. They don't want any trickiness coming out. We don't need shades making their way to the other side. It looks like that shade actually tried to shade up and was unable to because of the wall, so it actually moved itself over here. This Banshee now cloaked up is going to put down some damage on these Stalkers. They're not going to be able to answer it. The Robo was just made here. If anything, these Stalkers are going to stall this Banshee on this side of the map, keep it from moving over and doing damage to the probes. So a lot of repairing going on down here. A lot of trouble here. Practice X has had securing this bottom base. He is going to do it now. He gets his SCVs down in mining, gets the Orbital Command landed, and moves some tanks down. This should be easily securable from here on out. Taking a quick look around at what's been going on Nicro's side of the base. Blink is almost done. The robotics facility is in the works. He's going to need that vision. Shield batteries now. Looks like he threw down a bunch of shield batteries to take this fight on this side of the map. It looks like maybe he's expecting Banshees to be pushing already. But that Banshee's out of energy. It's regrouping over here. Not actually taking the time to kill the warp gate. Or, the gateway, the warp gate. Interesting decision making. I feel like it was just a few extra moments, but I guess those are moments he doesn't want to spare, as like any good Terran, he's pushing out about the 6-7 minute mark with a whole handful of SCVs, a handful of tanks and some Marines. This is a scary enough push, especially start flanking in the right moments with those Banshees, especially if you catch these Stalkers in a bad position because the smoke keeps you from being revealed. That is not something the Stalkers necessarily wanted to see. They're great units, but he's going to have to do some damage and blink out of there before he takes too much damage. We have shield batteries. Fall back to the shield batteries, Nicro, as Practice X doing a lot here with this really good push. Sieging up one tank, forcing back the Stalkers with that shot. I love the slowly sieging up, crawling forward, securing positions here that he's doing. A couple probes have been pulled into this fight here. The shield battery losing its mind with shield repair, and it does look like he wants to come around the backside, so a good blink there. That's 4 tanks down position. Once you siege up, I don't know how you climb onto these other than like one really good blink. Ooh, blinks forward. Has he been seen? Is he just going to cut off reinforcements here and make it a base trade? As these tanks can siege up in a devastating position, moving forward with Banshees and Marines. Back on the other side of the map, looks like Nicro opting to make a trade. He went around the army, but the problem with the base trade in this position is not only you base trading a Terran, they started the base trade first. You still have a ramp to make it up through. There might be tanks back there. We take a quick look at this position here. He's trying to get in and get some damage done. Maybe he's got a recall in mind as he's putting down lots of SCVs. On the other side of the map, tanks getting in position, starting to nail out some pylons, depower some gateways. There hasn't been any kind of recall yet. Marines getting in position, they would stomp out the recall. Even if it were to happen, it does look like we're starting to get into that trade situation. He taps out. GG! The game goes to Practice X. Practice is a really hard thing to say right now for some reason. Whew. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 goes to Practice X. Care Bear X. I'm just going to say Care Bear X. Game number 1 goes to Care Bear X. We'll be back in just a moment with game number 2 of this best of 3. And I repeat, the winner faces off against Starkiller, the Pizza Lord himself. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, in the bottom right-hand corner, in the light blue, the Protoss representing Icy-Bound Esports, it is Nycro. His opponent, in the top left-hand corner, representing Lit Esports, it is Care Bear X. You're watching 2019 Season 1 Pizza Pie Tournament number 4. And what do we have here? We're taking notes. Terrans still aren't building buildings in their base. I can't make it through a tournament yet where this doesn't happen at least once. I'm probably not correct. I probably have actually cast tournaments that didn't have Terrans, if you want to get me on a technicality. But you guys here see it now. SCVs coming to scout, SCVs coming to build barracks, and this positioning here, I like it. It's not in the natural scouting path, right? It's got a direct path to the natural base. And actually, it looks like Nycro opting, he's building in his base, he's not building forward. It doesn't look like he's interested in expanding right away, so maybe he'll have an answer for this, but, I mean, we're just building everything in not our base today. The first probe here actually did make the expansion, and he hasn't scouted, right? There's no hidden probe I missed, so he doesn't know that there's nothing in the base. He doesn't know that, okay, so this is going to be Tech Lab Marauder factory working this way. This bunker just out of vision of the natural base. So this natural's not going to stay up. It can't, right? Like I don't think there's a response where this natural doesn't get canceled. Everything gets powered back here. So there's a Twilight Council coming down. A decent answer for this stuff is going to be in the, oh, you have to get that shot off. You have to get 2 shots off on the bunker. Get the SCV. Okay, so we have the factories up. Another bunker actually gives him a bunker to transfer to as that bunker goes down. We've seen this. We've seen this earlier today here. You're going to need 4 or 5 stalkers to do this well. That bunker doesn't finish up. And actually, that bunker not in range. He's going to have to step him out here. And thanks to WCS Gameheart, we can see their skins now. We can look nice. Look at those nice, sexy Marauders with their shoulder pads and their back thruster tanks. We're going to have to build up a series of Dark Shrines. All right, so the Dark Shrine is the answer. I don't think this comes out fast enough for this Nexus to live, but it is going to cause a... It is going to help defend this push. And what we have here is Care Bear X slowly pushing things and trying to find good positioning to make this a very dangerous place to engage in. And it is now. We have a bunker. We have another bunker trying to go down. He's trying to get forward bunkers here in a better position. This tank is actually in siege position of the Nexus. He can put down damage consistently without being threatened. These bunkers not only act as a retreat point and a wall, they also protect this tank. So he really, really wants... really needs to get up this Dark Shrine. It's about to finish up. Work Gate is about to finish. So we should have a series of Dark Templar coming down that will push back the push, but they will not secure this Nexus. There's no way this thing stays up. It goes down. There's the scan. It's an unfortunate scan. He sees the Dark Shrine. He must be thinking, I should have saved that scan, as DT should be working their way up here. Nice slow warp in. So he's coming one from each side. Well, let's see what he does with the scan. So this DT is going to walk back to the other side of the base, the other base. And there's no way... There we go. He's actually trying to attack. Okay, so he's going to attack the Marauder, and he's hopefully trying to hit the DT. That's not going to work. He gets right on the tank. The tank's now trying to move away. He has no scans at the moment. He's trying to build a missile turret there, protecting the missile turret with the tank. Actually, very, very cool, classy move here. Engineering bay, still forward. Ooh, hitting the missile turret from the high ground. Hit that SCV, right? All right, so that DT has been seen now. The missile turret has been killed. Back on the other side, the DT going to town on the supply depot. So yeah, this whole fight Now down to like vision and what can be seen, where the scan's at. You don't want to throw your DTs away when the scans are available. It does look like the Warp Prism's been brought over here now to help this make this a more consistently to be able to save these DTs, right? So you get this Warp Prism micro with the DTs. The Raven's now out. The SCVs have been pulled to try to do something, but the SCVs are still not going to tank. Even if I can see you, DTs, you're still an SCV. Oh, the Marauders came up here. It's just, there's action on both sides of the map here, ladies and gentlemen. These Stalkers defending the front of the ramp here. Zealots trying to collapse on this. This is still a ramp. You still have to move it and respect it. On the other side of the map, SCVs are still going down here, even with the Raven support. Now the Raven's out of energy. There's the GG. Care Bear taps out. Nicro takes game number 2. Woo! G and G. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. We are tied up. It is 1-1. We have ourselves a game. We have ourselves a close game. Care Bear X taking the first round. Nicro taking the second. It's anybody's game. And they do have to face like the final boss of Pizza coming up next. And we're going to follow this storyline, at least as far as it'll take us. Starkiller, you know, on the other side of the bracket. He's had a few minutes maybe stretching out. He's getting those oh, look at that War Chest XP go. He's getting himself warmed up. Maybe even watching this game. Scouting out his opponents. Trying to see what kind of build orders they're looking at. Maybe he's just thinking about what kind of pizza he wants. What kind of toppings he wants on said pizza. We've now added toppings. We now offer you a topping with your pizza, along with the prize pool. If you haven't seen it, spam Matcherino prize pool. Go ahead and put in the code PizzaPie4 if you haven't yet. And that'll add 50 cents to the prize pool for free, thanks to our partnership with Matcherino. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get into game number 3 between Nicro and Care Bear X. I'll see you on the inside. Ladies and gentlemen, in the top left-hand corner, in the light blue, the Protoss representing Icy Bound Esports, it is Nicro. On the bottom right-hand side, representing Lit Esports, the Blue Terran, it is Care Bear X. And you're watching 2019 Season 1 Pizza Pie Tournament number 4, brought to you by Matcherino. Woo! Alright, we're starting off fancy here. We got a forge on the other side of the map. Nicro having dropped a pylon already. I don't think it was even seen. And I'm going to start pressing all those buttons that screw me up every time. Let me see if it was seen or not. It was seen. He does know it's there. The cannons are coming. The SCVs have been pulled. You know, how do you get this thing nice and tight? You flying... He's flying a command center around. What's going on, Care Bear? Did he lift it up? And he's moving to a third base. And there's Marines coming up. What is going on in this game? He puts a pylon down. He's blocking it from landing. He cancels it, and he starts mining on a third base. The cannon defense traps. If he cannon rushes your base, just don't make your base there. The SCV can't get out. He's gonna have to build. He's supply blocked. He needs a supply. He's got none of it. Well, on the other hand, Nicro's got 47 max supply. Supply depot going down now, 17 out of 15. He can't make anything all this time on the other side of the map. What's going on? Nicro is starting to tech up. He's getting that first gateway in at the 2 minute and 30. This is the 2 minute and 30 second gateway standard we have here is the pylon rush, and the pylon in the middle of the base Oh, that's fantastic. So he's getting a bunker. Care Bear X trying to get himself in a defensive position. He's in a very forward base. This is going to be very hard to defend later on. But, you know, he has some safe expansions behind him. He can expand to a natural to the rear and a third base that's even more protected. He's actually has to make all his production facilities on the outside. Behind this, there's actually another cannon going down. A forward cannon. So just in case there was some aggressive play out of Care Bear X, we have a photon cannon that will protect this. Now, this is where we start taking a look around. We see the first building, the first tech path here is the Twilight Council. So, Nicro wants to start teching in said direction. He's going to drop a couple of gateways, and he's really roaring up. Now, let's not forget that going cannons first, you're trying to put your opponent at a disadvantage, but you do delay your tech path a little bit. If we take a look at the worker count, it's a little close. Nicro's got a little more in army right now. He's got a stalker. He's a little ahead on his tech path. But for the most part, this is looking like it's going to stabilize. In a normal-ish game, an aggressive normal-ish game, I mean, without expansions right now, the economic game, he's falling behind a little bit. He had to gear up. He's getting his starport now, just now at 4-minute mark. He's getting that first cyclone. So we're just kind of in a weird place, and at this point, Care Bear X, he's got to do one of two things, right? He's going to be hyper aggressive with the Cyclone and some Marines to try to get some damage done, or he's going to be really defensive and fall back and try to normalize this game until he's at a place where he's comfortable. And it looks like we're opting with this aggressive strat right here. Behind this, there is a Dark Shrine going down. Zealot legs. You know what? That Dark Shrine makes a lot of sense. When would you invest? Is he going to see it? Did that see it? Yeah, he did see it. He goes back home. There was whatever that was, it was canceled? Was that the forge? He blew up the forge so he could get out. Looks like he actually completely walled himself in here. There's that first Reaper that was pulled to do the initial scout until we had the craziness going on. All right, so now we have the Cyclone. He's over here. He's destroying cannons. Nicro actually coming to warp in. He does a slow warp. He's got the backup. He's got the backup of the photon cannon up here, so he clears out the Cyclone first. The tank is in position on the low ground in between the mineral patch. We'll push that away. So with the support of the cannons, he gets to come up here and actually try to continue to warp in. Actually, he's going to get slow warps. He's still got this forward position that has not been cleared out. He's working on the add-on here. The add-on will really severely limit his ability to push out multiple sets of Marines. The barracks takes to the air, and now this is just a handful of stalkers against a bunker. If he actually can get this high position, he'll have free reign down here. He keeps the vision going, and he's just going to continue to warp in some things down at the bottom. Nicro staying on the offensive, getting himself positioned carefully. He really wants to clear out. What's he want to do? Okay, so tanks are on siege. She moves down on him. The Zealots have legs. I think Zealots have legs. They crash on the tanks. The repairs start, trying to keep these tanks alive, but they are down too quickly. There are too many Zealots in the map. Into the fray, the Zealots are zooming around with legs and danger and laser beams, and there's the GG. Care Bear taps out. Nicro takes game number 3, and he'll move on. GG. Oh, man, thank you, everybody, for hanging out. We are trying to give away some pizza to some winners today, and let me tell you, we're doing our best. We're absolutely doing our best. Look at the bracket really quickly, and again, exclamation point bracket, because we got commands today. Nicro whispering me, he says he's not gonna lie, I need to eat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a short break, and we're going to move on to Nicro versus Starkiller. 1 second. SSK and Shazam. All right. Anyway, admitting. All right. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna take a short break. We're gonna let these players do their vetoes. We're gonna let these players have a few moments to collect themselves. We're going to follow Nicro and Starkiller into the semifinals. Then we're going to get to the finals. So we have 2 more games of StarCraft left to cast for you. On the bottom of the bracket right now in the semifinals, it is Estrella and Eon. The winner of that will move on to face the winner of Necro and Starkiller. So we're going to follow Starkiller, we're going to follow Necro, and we'll follow the winner of that. We'll get to the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We're going to be back any minute now. Any absolute minute now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We have ourselves a semifinals. Starkiller faces off against Nitro, and we're going to kick this thing off on Cyber Forest. We're sitting in the lobby right now. It looks like we need a little bit of a race check here. Starkiller's queued up his Protoss. Oh, that would be brilliant. Give that a moment. But while you are waiting, we have people. Hey, people. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Pizza Pie. This is a bi-weekly tournament where you play for pizza. Anybody's welcome to do it. Anybody is welcome to sign up and compete for a piece of that pie, a piece of the dough at the end, maybe even a shot at some pizza points so you can compete in the grand finals. The end of the season, we'll be playing pizza tournament for $250. $250. I'm personally going to throw my wallet on the table for the grand finals, the season finale coming up in, I want to say May. The 10th pizza tournament will have money. So, with that being said, get excited. Oh, wait, actually they're chatting. They're debating whether or not to off-race this whole match. $32 on the line. Do we off-race? I'm sure they're just chit-chatting. Anyway, we have people, and we have codes. If we max out our Matcherino codes, it's good. It's good for us. It's good for the Pizza Pie. I'm sure my good friend and administrator, Shazam Poof, tournament organizer, is got those codes ready for you. Got those Matcherino links. If you're interested, because it's free. You type in a code, we get 50 cents of the prize pool. None of that goes to us. We make no money doing any of this. We're really just throwing money at the StarCraft scene, at the amateur scene. And why? Because we love StarCraft. We love it. You're here because you love it. There's no other reason why you could possibly find it necessary or entertaining to find your way into my stream if you didn't love StarCraft. And that's why we're here. Oh man, they're redoing vetoes. They are, you to decide. They're redoing vetoes, and they're going to off-race. It looks like Starkiller is going to play Protoss, and Nitro is going to play Zerg. Okay. Yeah, they're going to re-veto, guys. That's happening. The agreement was, hey, let's off race, but Starkiller wanted to re-veto. Like that's, so that's that's happening right now. That's awesome. We love a little bit, and honestly, I'll tell you, this Nitro is good. Starkiller's good. But I think this is in Nitro's favor because Starkiller's just been a monster. As I say that, let me double check these profiles here. Nitro and Starkiller. Actually, they're very close on the ranking. Nitro's been putting some practice in. Those last couple games after the match, he told me, he said, hey, those were really fast games because I'm hungry. That's why we took a little bit longer getting in there. He had to go eat something. So yeah, don't let me underestimate Nitro. I mean, I knew he was good. I didn't think he was beating down Starkiller's door, but here we are. Here we are in the tournament. Nitro, number 52 Grandmaster, currently Starkiller 44. They're ready. They're ready to go at each other, and they're ready to go at each other in opposing races. Starkiller opting not to do New Repugnancy because he doesn't know how to wall off his Protoss on New Repugnancy. So this is some in-depth race swapping strategies going on now. Shazam talking about the pizza tournament. We have people, Estrella. We absolutely have people. We're leaving this lobby. We're getting ourselves into a new lobby. Estrella won her match against Eon 2-0, so she's waiting. He or she waiting in the finals for the winner of Nitro versus Starkiller. And then we're going to get to that after we get to this race switched race switch game. So we're stalling for time because I didn't think I'd have to have 5 minutes of conversation for you right here at this time. But we do have 5 minutes of conversation because there's lots to talk about in StarCraft. Take a moment actually to thank Suzanne Poof, the tournament organizer, for putting all this together. I want to thank the Pylon Show for talking about us week after week after week. And I tell you, it wasn't until It wasn't until shortly into the series. You know what? Just, hey, Pylon, thanks for talking about us. It's the highlight of my week every week. And we get to make tournaments, and we get to hand out pizza. Guys, we're getting in the game. It's going to be off races. It's going to be Kairos Junction. I'll see you in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, in the bottom right-hand corner, in the light blue, Protoss this time, representing Alpha X, it is Starkiller. His opponent, in the purple, the Zerg this time, representing Icybound Esports, it is Nicro. You're watching Pizza Pie Tournament number 4, the semifinals. Hashtag more pizza. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a little bit of a race swap. I have no idea what the skill level of each of these players are in these different races. Starkiller opting to put it on the line. Nicro putting it on the line. Both these players have things in their hands that they're putting on the line, and it's a little bit of cheekery right there. The base block forcing Nicro to go down and take a natural in the third base location. Back home, it looks like Starkiller. This seems normal. I'm waiting for that moment when I see a build, I see a set of buildings and a decision, and I'm thinking, that's not normal. Oh. All right, let's go ahead and close Pretzel Rock for now. That's something. You'd like to refresh yourself on me. Hashtag quality. All right. So, to Double Gateway is getting up that second assimilator. All right, first Cybernetics Core goes, or the Cybernetics Core, the first Cybernetics Core. We call this the 6th Cybernetics Core build. And he finishes off a wall with another pylon. So we have a forward pylon and a back pylon. I think that's a hole, right? Yeah, it's a hole. So pylon at the front. That's a variation on normal wall styles here. What we're probably going to see a lot of is basic mechanics being, I want to say, missed. Like, we might not see larva injects happening at quite the same pace. I mean, it might not see, warp ins happening as often as they need to happen. We're going to see, a forge as the first technology choice here for Starkiller. Normally, it's something like a Twilight or a Stargate. So we're going to see some off-race decisions happening. Taking a look over Nicro, about to get his third base going up in his natural. He's pulled one from gas. He has speed already complete. He's got some lings out on the map. With this, he should be out forward, scouting, probing, maybe even waiting. I'd say normally you'd wait and you'd get that first adept, but the timing on that adept pretty particular. It's not currently coming out. We have a zealot in the wall. We're getting +1 from the forge. Not a lot actually going on. There's some decisions yet to have been made. There's a technology step that hasn't been made yet here for Starkiller. And I think Nicro has the right idea. If he can be aggressive at the front of the base, the quick decision making you need to handle aggressive builds might not be available to Starkiller. This could be something he Baneling busts or Ling floods in Hard to Baneling bust without a Baneling nest. He's opting for the Roach Warren. All right, so I honestly think the aggressive player wins here, but we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. As Necro being forward, sitting up here on the top, getting his Lings moving around. They're poking. They're prod. They're trying to find themselves an entrance into this thing. Asmodian in chat thinks Nyker Zerg is pretty good. All right, so we'll see. We will see if Nyker has what it takes to pull this off in Zerg form. Starkiller definitely seems up to the task. He's pumping up. There's the Gateway Explosion. Actually, I say Gateway Explosion. That's just a couple of gateways in a Robo. So he's going Robo. He's going Blink. He's getting +1. He's got +1 weapons already. He's already starting on +2. It might be some kind of timing. Maybe he's just powering up. He's getting a round of Stalker Warpins. I say a round. There's one right there. So Blink's on the way. Third base has been secured here by Starkiller. On the other side of the map, roaches are starting to be produced. 16 Lings in the production tab. Roach speed on the way. Handful of an Overlord. As both these players battle it out for their share of the prize pool and the pizza. The pizza and the dough. The pizza and the dough. To answer your question, Asmodian, I don't think they can switch races. They did a whole veto. I don't set the rules, the pizza does. You have to ask the pizza. Now, I expect this to be a best of 3 with their off races. Looks like Necro using the Changeling, the often underused Changeling, to get some information. He scouts out the army's position. He's going to see the Warp Prism. He's going to see the Stalkers. It's going to get bopped. Ooh, almost moved out of position here. Lings coming in, putting some damage down. Roach is going home. Not quite revealed yet as the Lings take the bait and walk away. Walk away. The Lings, they engage, they walk, they leave. And it looks like powering up a Spire now. Nycro's dropped the Spire, a little supply blocked with the death of an Overlord a moment ago. More Roaches on the way. The Spire and the Spine Crawler at home on base as he's starting his creep highway. I like that. I like he's actually got a good amount of creep moving towards the enemy base here. +2 for the Protoss is about to finish now. If this is some kind of timing, he's got the Warp Prism. He's got a whole bunch of gateways finishing up. 3 more have been established. The production on its way, and this is +2 Blink Stalkers. This +2 Blink Stalkers is knocking down the door. Nycro has had a moment to build up an okay number of roaches, but I don't know if that beats what's pounding at the door right now, especially with the upgrades here. The upgrade advantage is massive. He's coming in. He's hitting the Spine Crawler. The Queen comes forward. The roaches are moving into position. A little bit of Blink Micro. He's pulling back the injured Stalkers like a pro Protoss. Blink Micro. Everything's going down. The Biles are trying to land. The drones have been pulled. There is not much left here. Is Nycro running low on units at the front, but there are units coming from the back. There are more Stalkers being pulled in and warped in. There's a Blink backwards defensively. The drones have been pulled several times to push this back, and another round of Stalkers. I don't think Nycro has seen the end of this aggression. He's pulling in units from multiple bases, trying to keep this going. There's a bit of he's blinking massive groups here to avoid Biles, as he's not had a lot of practice doing the small blinks. He's dodging those Biles with some massive defensive blink backs. He steps forward into it. He's got the drones have been pulled again. We have Lings coming in from the back. We got another blink. Ooh, he gets his own drones with the Biles. The drones wander into the falling flames of the Ravager's Bile. One Stalker going home right now as other Stalkers continue to blink defensively away from the Ravager blast. It's fantastic as he's pulling. He's got the Overlords queued into it. There's GG, and Starkiller takes game number 1. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a game. These are monsters of StarCraft, Icy Bound Esports, and Alpha X going at it. They're premier players. When we come back in just a moment, I'll have the next game, game number 2, ready for you. Oh my gosh, 2 minutes. All right, got it. 2 minutes. Got it. Thank you guys, the mute button. All right. We're there, we're partway through the game. Thank you for your patience. Looks like shield batteries here. And the biles are coming down on the cannon. So it's only a matter of time before he gets out of this, before Nikro finds his way home. And the question is, is he overcommitting right here? A couple shield batteries are very expensive. He should be at home, maybe making something that follows up. And it looks like he's going to commit to a robotics facility. There's so much going on over here. And back home, we don't have a whole bunch. I'm not sure if Starkiller knows what to follow this up with. His cannons are starting to finish up, and he's making this difficult to push through. But there is no high ground vision. Ravagers will continue to punish everything they can hit from the top. Any minerals being spent now are kind of a waste. It looks like he wants to commit to buildings down here now. But the range of these Ravagers, here are really far. Shazam Poof asking, is the game even going to have 2 more minutes? If only you knew what I was looking at now. All right, so he's pulling out Immortals. He wants to play the Immortal game. These cannons have shield batteries behind them. They are going to take a couple hits from the Ravager Biles, and the shield batteries going to heal it up. The Overlord can't get the vision. There's going to be an Immortal, a one-at-a-time Immortal production on this side of the map. At this time, it is double the supply for Nikro. All the supply and all the minerals for Starkiller has been put into cannons, and now we have an Immortal on the bottom of the field. He's a very scary Immortal, but I think he's the only army unit. There are 26 probes and 1 Immortal on the map right now. This is game mode. I don't see how Starkiller gets out of this. But I am not one to underestimate Starkiller right now. In production, he's got a Warp Prism, another shield battery. He's getting +1. This is how this is done, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're gonna have a Warp Prism now. He's gonna do some Warp Prism juggling with his Immortals. So we're gonna actually get some good micro with this strat. He's gonna walk him up here. He can pull him back. He can retrieve them from a distance. They can dive in. As long as he gets out and he doesn't take too many hits, he can come back here to the shield battery. He can replenish them, and then he can put more pressure up at the front here. Now it's going to be like telling how many kills they get. So we're at 3 kills right now. He's continuing to put down some more shield batteries so he can continue to push with the Immortals right up the front. Looks like they are going to dive in. They said, forget you and your shield battery strategy. He's going for the pylon. If he gets that pylon, that is powering so much. There's not that many pylons powering things down here. And really, the amount of damage these cannons are doing and these Immortals are doing, 7 kills, 9 kills total between these 2 Immortals. And there's a third one. Wait, yeah, there are 3 Immortals now. He's repowering the shield batteries. He's trying to micro. 1 misstep with that Warp Prism, and all this is gone. He's actually going to juggle 4 Immortals at a time with 1 Warp Prism, and he's still trying to push. This base is happening over here. That's a thing that happened. I don't even know if he knows that happened. There's another base, by the way, on the far side over here too. But all the action's here because it's 3 Immortals being juggled by our Warp Prism with shield batteries to follow it up. We have 4 Immortals. He's trying to get to a critical mass of Immortals here. I think he sees the other creep now, right? You have to see the other creep. Now he's going to start trying to put down damage on this side of the map. He needs to do something here. He can't let his opponent just breathe that heavily. There are so many. He's even left an Immortal back here. Warp Prism chasing something down, and this is just I don't even know. I mean, it feels like an overcommitment. It could be an undercommitment. Maybe we need more. Maybe we just need enough Immortals to make this a thing. And he's doing them 1 at a time. He's completely locked this down with shield batteries. Taking a look around the other sides of the map. He still hasn't. He's not expanded. He's going to run out of minerals. His opponent, Nikro here. So Starkiller hasn't expanded. Nikro's got a hidden expansion over here. There's an expansion here. He's taken this Nexus. There's another expansion down here. We're kind of trading places all across the map. This is how you get 3-hour-long games, by the way, guys. This is where this goes on so long that nobody can do anything about it. All right, so shield batteries. Immortals, where are we at unit count-wise? We have 5 Immortals, 1 Zealot. That is a very important Zealot. We got the protection tab of Spire, because what we need at the 10-minute mark is a Spire and some Mutas to help seal the deal. But we do have some bases hidden. The Zerg, if it work out for the Zerg, he can definitely make a good strong push into an undefended base. That is Nikro's. I love the Muta swap. He's going to have the... I think I'm like confusing players now because I'm confusing races. Nikro has the Spire. Nikro will be pulling forward some Mutas to try to clear this up. If he can catch the Immortals outside of the Photon Cannons, that goes a long way. He can come around here and punish this base. He can protect his own base's interest. The Immortals trying to push from 2 angles now. Does he have the Micro? And what's he going to get done? As he pushes the Queen... the Queens will push that out of the way. 3 Queens and a handful of Ravagers make this very dangerous territory. This is the minigame that I can't play. And I don't know too many players that can. But he is going to pick those up. There's a long pickup range with that Warp Prism. Handful of Immortals still down here. 1 Immortal at a time still making. He's opted to go for a Robotics Bay. We're going to clear this out. We're going to put down another cannon to make sure this is even more secure. In the end, though, he's got to have some mining potential. He's got to do some mining. This cannon is here. We do have plenty of probes that could be transferred. He's not making any more probes. He is going to do this with 8. The 8 probe count. This Warp Prism getting away. So many bruised Immortals with full shields. And really all these shield barriers that have had so much time to build up that they're very useful. We do have some Mutas that are starting to build up. Probes being pulled out, and now they're mining. Now that isn't necessarily enough cannons to protect him. We have them coming over here. Muta's trying to dive in. They actually won't even need to try. There is nothing here to defend them. They're going to pull themselves over to the cannons. Over on this side of the map, we have 1 Zealot going to town on a Queen. It's going to get it, and then he's going to fall to the Mutas. We have Immortals being pulled to the other side. He thinks he's got this locked down, so he's going to move the Immortals around. He's going to clear out that base. The Overlord's being moved to the edges of the screen. The Warp Prism, like, I don't... You don't chase down the Mutas with the Immortals. You can't do that. That's not a safe place to be, Immortals. Run! Run, Immortals! Oh, my. This whole night, I've been like, what are we watching? And we're watching a race switch Starkiller and a race swapped Starkiller and Nikro doing the craziest things, like hunting down Mutas with Immortals. We are going to get a little bit of a switch up. You see that sexy little boy coming out of the Robo? That's right. It's a Disruptor. Disruptor play will work up the ramp. It still doesn't beat Mutas. He's expanding. He's rebuilding a Cybernetics core. He still has one. He still has a Cybernetics core, and he's rebuilding a whole base over here, locking it down with cannons. Behind this, we have... Is that a Hydralisk Den somewhere? Wait, where's it at? A Hydralisk Den, right down here in the bottom base. The Mutas are flying around trying to find some damage. Now, this is still a dangerous area for them to walk into. The Disruptor, looks like the Disruptor got a whole bunch of kills. 5 kills on the Disruptor. But the Mutas come in. They jump right on the Immortals. They actually manage to take one down before he can make it to the shield batteries. He is safe at home, but he's actually going to keep these Mutas. These very mobile Mutas locked at home. That's a good way to go. Creep being spread of the basic natural there. He couldn't take a natural. He's going to go ahead and expand over here, lock it down with a whole bunch of cannons, and make a whole bunch of duplicate buildings, just in case he loses his main base. Back over here, he's still expanding. He's going Stargate, double Stargate. We have a Disruptor, should be consistently sending up Disruptor charges up the ramp here. Does he have the Micro to beat Nikro? Thanks, Estrella. That is awesome. Whew. So... let's take a quick count of what's going on. We have double Stargate. It's consistent. We went from consistent Immortal production to consistent Disruptor production. The Disruptor can't get far enough up the ramp to do the damage it needs to do because the mutas are in a good position. So we have 2 disruptors. The only thing protecting this army is the cannons that he doubled down on. Back over here, we have a handful of zealots doing a nice little zealot run by. But Necro expanding south of this location as well. Back here, the disruptor blasts are coming up. The mutas actually out of position to defend this. The disruptor ball coming up again, and it looks like these immortals, the stalker now actually in this mix. A stalker would do some work, would actually shoot up 13 drones gone missing as the mutas just now starting to clean up the zealots on this side of the map here. As that is a massive run by. There's some very bruised drones. 17 drones down. I'm not even sure what the worker count is right now. 39 to 28. Necro in the drone lead, and he's spread in like the 3 sections of the map. He's here, he's here, he's here, he's over here. He's right here now. Like, he's on 5 bases that are completely in weird spots. Mutas are the only thing protecting this, but I'm not sure what this is locking down anymore because there are 4 bases. 5 bases? No, that's not a base. That's an overlord. That's an overlord. He's locked down. He's locking down so much territory around here. And this is what's going on. Starkiller is putting down more shield batteries because the other shield batteries weren't close enough to help his pushes because he wants to collapse in and take this base. He wants to do it bad. He gets in there. He takes a couple shots at the mutas, forces the mutas back a little bit. The stalkers come up. They're trying to find some damage. He's got this army ball down at the bottom supported. Whoop. There we go. We got phoenixes over there. I'm just making sure we get a count of things as I click around the map a little wildly. Let's take a look at the units tab. 2 disruptors, 6 phoenixes, 4 stalkers, 3 immortals. The phoenixes haven't revealed themselves. They could come in and crash on the mutas and do a little bit of damage, but there are 25 mutas. He's going to need a bigger muta count. That explains why he hasn't revealed them yet. He's working on +1 range. He's actually getting... That's a fleet beacon that just went down. We're going to take 1 phoenix and a couple probes over to the other base. We're gonna saturate that. We don't have any gas going on this thing. This is the first bit of gas we've had. Everything's gone into cannons, guys. It's all cannons. We take a look around. Take a look around. Take a look. There's 9 out of 2 mining up here. All these drones are kind of stuck. I guess we could Nidus it. And the mutas are stuck at home because they're stuck at home. The mutas don't want to deal with, excuse me, once the mutas leave, they're no longer defending the main base, and if they're no longer defending the main base, it'll give freedom for the immortals to kind of push in there. These phoenixes coming around, cleaning up quite a lot. Now there is a push out on the bottom. That's a handful of hydras. He's actually been choosing the bases in which things load up into, choosing the base in which things are produced, and he's managed to pull up a lot of hydras down here. They start moving their way into the base. There's nothing, like I said, there's nothing to protect it. But there are cannons, guys. Don't worry, there are cannons. Moving in to defend this are phoenixes. Go away, phoenixes. You don't want to be there. That is not a place for you. As the hydras now, having been pulled up on a separate base, are a surprise. Necro locking this down with 58 workers, 114 army supply. It's 172 supply to 94. We have hydras on the map. We have mutas on the map. We have couple Ravagers still alive here as the game's kind of shifted out of Ravager mode. This base heavily defended, going to be mining out before long. This still defended, but out of minerals. This is all the tech though. There's so many places on the map. Oh, he recalled. He recalled everything back to protect this. So all his cannons and shield batteries that are perched up on his opponent's main base are undefended, and it does look like the hydras are going to just collapse on the secondary base of Starkiller. I think this might be the beginning of the end here. As Necro now feels comfortable enough to start moving, he gets rid of the gateways and he moves on. It's not the worker count he's worried about, it's just the gateway and the production. That's cool. No, I absolutely agree with that. Supply block, Necro, absolutely supply block. 198 out of 182. He lost a couple pylons he shouldn't have lost. The mutas moving in on this, trying to avoid the phoenixes. This is almost where you think they collapse onto each other. There's so many hydras on the board there. It's hard to deal with. The disruptors going down. The mutas and the phoenixes just throwing him into each other. Necro can take these losses. He can replenish this. It is still 26 supply left for Starkiller and falling fast. The Phoenix is trying their best to do everything they can, but there are too many Hydras on the ground doing so much damage. There's a GG. He taps out. Nikro takes game number 2. Woo! That was a game. That was a game. Out of this best of 3, Estrella waits in the finals. This off-racing shenanigans continues into game number 3. We saw their attempts at a normal build order. We saw their attempts. We saw Starkiller's attempt at a cannon rush. And Nikro's attempt at a real, I don't even know. We saw an attempt at a real game and an attempt at something crazy. We got a little bit of both, and we're ready for game number 3. I'm ready for game number 3. I'm excited. Where else can this monstrosity go? We are in lobby. You hear the ticking. We have 8 seconds, 7 seconds. There's a whole bunch more seconds after 7 that we're not going to count down. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into game 3. It's going to be on Automation LE. I'll see you in game. Ladies and gentlemen, in the bottom left-hand corner, the light blue, the Protoss, it is Race Changed Starkiller, representing Alpha X. In the top right-hand corner, it is Race Changed Nikro, representing Icy Bound Esports. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Pizza Pie 2019 Season 1 Tournament 4. And in this best of 3, these two players have agreed to swap races. This is Nikro is normally a Protoss player. Starkiller is normally a Zerg player. Opting for 17-17. Nikro expanding swiftly. Starkiller expanding swiftly. We might have a normal game, at least for a moment. Things look basic. Things look normal. Bam! Nope, still normal over here. Alright, so what we have here are two fantastic players playing the races in which they're not fantastic at. And the final boss, waiting on the other end of this, is Estrella. Now, this is clever, right? I like this. Let me think about it. Let me think for a moment here. By doing this, Estrella is getting no scouting information. Estrella was playing matches right up until this. They've had no opportunity to watch Starkiller or Nikro. There are builds that Estrella hasn't seen because, you know, maybe they've been practicing their latest and greatest. So then Estrella tunes in for the semifinals and said, let's see what they're going to do. Let's see what they're offering. And then all Estrella gets is off-race. Estrella can't work with off-race builds. Estrella's not going to know what Starkiller has in store because Starkiller's not showing it right now. Starkiller's playing Protoss. Starkiller opting for one Adept, one Stalker. I feel like that last game, it felt like what players think the other races have, like, do well. Like, if you think, oh, man, cannons are cheesy. And then you play Protoss. You just play cannons. Like, yeah, this is the thing that wins, right? I just rush cannons, no problem. And then Starkiller doubling down on cannons for quite a bit longer than a normal cannon rush, because he doesn't have cannon rush experience. He doesn't know that you know, you just want to lock them down, and if you want to stay there, you need to start building gateways and popping out, you know, a very large army size. You know, you don't overcommit to the cannons. It's kind of like, this is how he feels. It's like, there was a GIF that came out not too long ago that was like, you know, what it looks like, you know, what it feels like, and it would show like 10, you know, 5 or 10 banelings coming in and blowing up, and that's what it looked like. But what it felt like were like thousands of banelings coming in from all angles, and that's what that game felt like to me. Watching Starkiller play it, he's like, all right, this is a cannon rush, right? We put down a cannon, and then we just don't stop putting down cannons. There's just infinite cannons working into my base here. We have a layer going down for Nitro, some extra gas. He's super, super good at saturating and making drones. So good at drones. All right, so we did get double Stargate and opting for oracles. So he's doing the oracle dance here. So mass oracles is a thing. Now, is this 2 oracles that are trying to get damage done? Is he going to stick to this? We're going to start seeing phoenixes come out. It does look like he's going to continue to bring in oracles. Overseer Cocoon being morphed here. That'll get a bunch of scouting information. And the link flood has started over in the 3rd base here. There are some oracles on the field if this gets too dangerous, but I'm sure he'd love to do that without revealing the oracles, as he brings down 2 adepts. That should cover this, at least push it away for a little bit, but that is a lot of lings, and the lings are still starting to flood down. He's going to have to reveal these oracles before he loses too much. The front is then walled off with a pylon. As the lings decide where to go, they're going to come down here in the 3rd base, and they can get this 3rd base. The oracles still being hidden. They're right over here. They're still piling up over here. Starkiller feels that the information, the oracles, is more valuable than this 3rd base right now, or he thinks he can come over here and turn them on at the last moment. I think he's going to get a cancel any moment. He just straight up kills it. Nitro straight up kills the 3rd base. That was not a cancel. That was 400 minerals not going to get back. Starkiller now supply blocked. I guess was before. A couple of adepts coming down here trying to secure this again. Putting down the pylons and finding the Zerg still hanging out right here. I think that's just right out of the image, the range, the vision. The vision, this is what we're looking for, vision. Ducking themselves in between these pylons. It's unfortunate there. We didn't get a cancel. Now, what did we get for this? Let's see what he does. He's got 7 kills. We do 7, 8, 9 kills. We did not get WCS Gameheart this time around, so I can't give you an exact count of drones going down. But this was all saved up for these oracles coming across the map and getting some damage done. He is going to lose. I don't think we got enough damage. I don't think 7 or 9 drones worth of damage versus losing that natural was enough there. But let's see. Let's take a recap of what's going on here as the oracles dive right back in. Take a look. We got a handful of lings. We're starting to actually getting the Hydras are already on the field here. While that was going, while the lings were flooding, he's going heavily into Ling Hydra. Push the oracles back. Take a quick look at the bases. We have that Roach Warren. We don't have any roaches on the field. There was that switch to Hydras. At some point we missed it. Shield batteries. All right, we do have a fleet beacon. So he's going straight into fleet beacon. We have a couple Phoenixes on the map, but it is mostly oracles. The beams haven't been turned on in a while. They're starting to pull up a little bit of energy. And what I like about this is that he's controlling the battlefield. By controlling the air, he is keeping the Zerg at home. If the Zerg's at home, the Zerg can't pump you against carriers, right? So we need to do enough damage. Starkiller needs to do enough damage on this side of the map. Oh, wow. He turns it on, the Hydra Den, and melts it. All the Hydras that are on the field now, and there are a lot of them, and they're moving this way. That's all the Hydras he's going to get for a little bit. And honestly, that might be enough, because Oh no, he's going to be caught out. Moving right over the Hydras, melting away. The Sky Toss really needed those. He really needed that kind of support. Some cannons coming down to block this third base here. They're not anywhere near the number of oracles there should be in this army right now. A little bit of miscontrol. Starkiller might have given away the match. There's not enough carriers on the board yet. He's going to have to duck away and either sacrifice his base or wait for a critical mass. I don't know. One carrier doesn't do this. He's got to pull back. He's got to get enough. There are only 2 on the board. He's just revealed them. And you got to feel really good as Nightcrow right here, because you have the army composition that handles this. You're making another Hydralisk Den. Sniping that Hydralisk Den pretty good. It definitely was a bit of a tell. You really want that building as he comes in, and he's having to face down a couple of carriers now. 3 more carriers in production. I feel like he needs to be hesitating. He needs a critical mass of these to really get the most money out of it. If he gets 3 more in the field before these fall, he's in a very good position. But these carriers kind of out in the middle right now. They're taking a lot of damage. The shields are starting to go down. The shield battery's out of energy now. 3 more carriers. 1 more, 2 more, 3 more carriers starting to come out now, but they don't have the support of the other 2. The Hydralisk melting away everything. This is how you stop 3 base carrier, by the way. You just kill them before they have a chance to get to 3 base carriers. The carrier's now at the top of the ramp trying to put out as much damage as they can, but the Hydralisk killing all the interceptors. We don't have enough mining to make more interceptors. The carriers are nothing but floating toilets. Floating cargo bays? Floating cargo bays. I like toilets. These Hydralisk, massive creatures, massive number of them walking right at the ramp. There's nothing else. It's not even you can't base trade this. There's nothing to fall back to. There's 49 probes trying to mine out of 8 slots. Starkiller taps out. GG! Nightcrow takes the race swap match. Woo! What was that? Ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to the finals. Nightcrow takes it 2-1, kicks out the Pizza King himself, and is moving on to the final boss. Nightcrow versus Estrella coming up in just a moment. Don't you go anywhere. It's gonna get messy. It's gonna get pepperoni-y. We'll see you after a short break. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the grand finals. And we're actually going right into it, so I'm going to see you in game. Ladies and gentlemen, in the bottom right-hand corner, the red Protoss, representing Alpha X, it is Estrella. His opponent in the top left-hand corner, representing Icy Bound Esports, the blue Protoss, it is Nicro. And you are watching the Pizza Pie Season 1, 2019 Season 1, Tournament number 4. We are in the finals. We have Matcherino, we have dough, we have pizza dough. The prize pool currently $33.70. If you want to donate or use the code, check the link above. This goes 100% to the players. We, myself and Shazam Poop, are doing nothing but throwing money at the amateur StarCraft scene. We enjoy the amateur StarCraft scene. We try to be a huge part of it, and this is kind of our way of getting right into the middle of it. Right into the middle of it. Handing out pizza, handing out prizes, calculating pizza points, and making our presence known on the pylon. We are absolutely grateful for everybody hanging out here tonight. It is the best showing the Pizza Pie has had, at least this year, for at least as long as I've been casting it. So thank you everybody for showing up. If you want to let us know what source you came from, who brought you over here, that's, statistical data that'll help us out. I think this is the first time our event's been live on Team Liquid, so we're being featured right now on the top of the Team Liquid page, which is something we'd been working on getting sorted and situated. So if not for that, I'll blame it on that for now. But either way, regardless, we are all super stoked to have you here, just in time for me to cue up the fantastic music intro I've been working on for literally all minutes, or like 20 minutes, 10 minutes, it's something like that. It worked out much better than the amount of effort that I put into it. It's really what I'm getting at here is, the effort to quality ratio is noteworthy. So we do have a PvP here. Nicro fresh off of removing Starkiller in a race swap match. Starkiller, pretty good sport about those things. He's always up for some fun, cheeky stuff. We've seen it more than once in the tournament. We have a little bit of a Stalker problem. We got a little bit of an Adept problem. So when we put these two problems together, what happens? Well, right now, Stalkers want to find these out of position. They want to get a couple good shots on, drain the shields, but it's Adepts and Adepts, Stalkers, units and things, right? We're playing Protoss. Build some things, hit the attack button and go. And then shade in. Honestly, you say A move with Protoss, but they have so many spellcasters. It's the only race I don't play at least a diamond level. So we have a huge Stalker push out of here out of Nicro. Void Ray started for Estrella on the other side of the map. And solid continuation of additional Stalkers. We have slow warps here at the bottom. This forward pylon going to give Nicro the ability to apply a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure behind this. There's a stasis ward, right? What are we doing over here? We got the... Okay, so we had a moment here. We had some stasis going on. A good Oracle play. Stopping a little bit of mining there by Estrella. This Void Ray now in the field. The Stalker's trying to put some damage down. Getting pushed back by the Void Ray. And it does look like Estrella is doing a pretty good job of holding the defense, just barely with just enough. More Void Rays actually coming out of Estrella. I love it. We do not see enough Void Rays in this game. So every time we see them, I'm super stoked. These Stalkers trying to put on more pressure here. The first Adept going down. The Void Ray getting in there. The beams are charged. Stalkers focus firing it down. Taking a couple shots from the Stalkers on the ground to deal with it. Nicro's going to have to back up. Another Stalker. Poor Stalker. Okay, are we making this a sandwich? Are we going to attack from both sides? Or are we sacrificing the Stalker? Another Void Ray on the battlefield now. Looks like constant Void Ray production. That's exactly the route Estrella has chosen to go. Now, whether or not this is a future, like a push into Sky Toss, something later, something more capital level, we might get. That Stasis Ward going to go a long way for the defense here. Get a couple more Void Rays. When we get a critical mass of Void Rays, they will do really well in the defense. And it just depends on how steady this aggression from Necro continues to go. A little bit of dancing happened over there. Didn't quite get to see what died. But another Void Ray has joined it. So getting the Stasis Ward now. One Stalker alive outside the Stasis Ward. This does have a timer. I don't think Estrella wants to be directly under. There's the GG. Estrella takes game number 1. Wow. All right, GG. Well played. I'd say GG easy. Estrella made that look pretty clean, and with Void Rays and excellent Stasis Wards. I'm actually kind of surprised by that tap out. I guess that means Estrella got to choose the method of engagement, and that was a lot of his army actually trapped. So yeah, okay, I can understand that. We're gonna get into game number 2 momentarily, and I'll see you. I'll see you inside the game. GG all around. We're in the finals. If you don't have that Metro Arena code, we are spamming the heck out of it. But otherwise, I'll see you in game. Ladies and gentlemen, in the top left-hand corner, the red Protoss, it is Alpha X Estrella. In the bottom right-hand corner, the blue Protoss, it is Icy Bound Esports Necro. You're watching the Pizza Pie 2019 Season 1 Tournament 4 Grand Finals between Necro and Estrella. You guys are all fantastic. We are in the final moment of the pizza deciding match. The pizza deciding match here. One of these players walks home with a pizza. I guess they're not walking home. One of these players has a pizza delivered to their door. We will make an internet delivery sale, and we will send them some pizza, because that's what we do. We love the pizza. It's been a long bracket today, guys. We're getting a lot of participation. We had 16 players after the final check-in. That is a good turnout for the Pizza Pie. Not the best, not the worst. We had some great competition, a lot of good games, a lot of fantastic players actually knocked out along the way. You can check that bracket with the bracket command. Taking a quick look at all sides. So, again, the thing I'd like to pay attention to in PvP, excuse me, is the deviation. It's usually in that 4th building, right after the 2 gateways. Yeah, in the Cybernetics Core, we get, that 4th building. And this one, for Estrella, is going to be a Stargate again. And we saw Oracle into a whole bunch of Void Rays. And down here, we're actually seeing Estrella block, a pylon block here. I guess wants to keep it open. Being cheeky, I wanted to see what was coming out. That's a good call. You put the pylon down so you can see what's going to come out without giving anything up. But what we don't have is a 4th building for Necro. double adept, and into an expansion. So whatever tech choice Estrella wants to push, Estrella wants to push it quicker. Going up that tech tree, not expanding, going a little more aggressive with whatever this is going to be. And the first thing out of here is going to be an Oracle. Let's get a quick look around the battlefield here. All right, starting to secure some things with shield batteries. Shield batteries make Oracles a little more ineffective when it comes to going across the map and getting probes. I love these shades coming up here and getting the scout off, getting a count of the army, and fading out. Come down here and actually taking this engagement. Sentry Stalker versus Stalker Stalker. It looks like the winner of that match ends up being Stalker Stalker, Adept Adept. Now the Oracle getting in on the business, turning on the beam actually on the Stalkers, ensuring that this what might have been a close match is a lot less close. Pulling out of there right before it dies, right before it takes too much damage. But I almost feel like we're throwing down what advantages. We'll see what advantage they're going to get out of this one as the Oracle. Ooh, so close. The Adept putting shield damage down on this one Stalker. So this was like Estrella wanted to eliminate the size of the army, shave it off. Maybe there's some bigger tech choices coming, but kind of just threw his army against Nikro's. Kind of melted each other for a little bit, and it looks like the games are evening up. We're still, this wasn't a cheeky aggression. It was just kind of a trade. Estrella took the trade, sent in the Stalker, sent in the Oracle, did a little bit of damage. Behind that, there's still a Stargate. There's a Robo and a couple extra gateways coming down. There goes Zealot Legs. The research has been started. So a little bit multi-directional, a little bit multi-purpose. I like the Stargate opening. I really liked it when I saw Void Rays. But I actually like... Let's take a quick look. I don't know whose position I like more right now. So Blink is on the way. Blink Stalkers versus Zealots on the ground. I mean, mid-game. Mid-game pushes. I'm liking Nitro in this position. But it's actually way too early for me to be making, like, predictions. As I actually really like this 5 gateway kind of explosion here that's happening. We don't have gases on the bottom. This should be timed out for a huge gateway push. A lot of Zealots hitting the ground. A lot of Zealots hitting the ground running really fastly into their enemies. But we have over here Nikro dropping, forward gateway. Wants to play Blink Stalkers. Wants to do this 4-gate stuff. Legs almost finishing up, and actually it's going to finish up and crash. It is being timed out to finish up on the other side of the map, but Nikro taking a good opportunity to shave away some Zealots before this becomes a big issue. Turning around, it will finish up in mere seconds, and they should start zooming in and doing actually a significant amount of damage on the charge. But what we have now is a really well-timed attack by Nikro, putting down a lot of pressure, and with a steady number of warps, this is classic 4-gate here, and it's 4 gates versus Zealots. Still building into Phoenix. If the Phoenixes can get a good couple of lifts, they can make this an easier fight. The Zealots really need to get those charges in, and it looks like that's exactly what Estrella wants to do. The charges are coming in. The Blink backwards away from the charge. Puts that on cooldown for a couple of them. There's a couple lift off. The Phoenixes pulling a couple of Stalkers in the air. The Zealots continue to crash in on it, pulling it back all the way to the gateway. There's the Blink backward, using the wall, or using the gateway as a barrier. The Stalkers attacking slow, but putting down a lot of damage. Looking at the army count, looks like Estrella's army is losing the fight. The Zealots getting pushed back here. And I think if Nikro pushes in hard enough and soon enough, he can get this done. He actually blinks forward, knowing he's on kind of a timer for falling through that damage, as a whole round of Zealots continue to come into this. The charge form doing massive amounts of damage and forcing quite a lot of Stalkers to blink back, getting the lift off on a handful of these Phoenixes. The Zealot count is melting. They do take a lot of damage, but the Stalkers do seem to be winning the exchanges. 30 army supply to 20, a couple more being warped in. He needs to get these Phoenixes while he can. Another round of Zealots getting in, charging in an Immortal on the field. This changes a little bit of the game. The probes being pulled, and Nikro finds himself in a very dangerous position, pulling out, trying to get the Immortal, working on the Phoenix. The Stalkers are still lifted up. The probes getting in on the fight. The army count 80 to 30, but we're not counting army probes. The probes getting massive amounts of damage done. Stutter stepping, getting the Zealots. Zealots charging into this. There is still so much on the battlefield, and Nikro takes game number 2. We're going to have ourselves a game 3, guys. Game 3. It's going to come down to the wire as Estrella and Nicro are holding out for pizza. $33.70 worth of pizza. Well, $33.70 is the prize pool, plus a pizza that has a coupon value of something. That's a coupon value of something, guys. Believe me, I know. I counted. Absolute pizza. Absolute. I'm excited. I had pizza earlier today. I should have saved it for the cast, but I don't know if you guys just want to watch me eat pizza. We're getting right into game number 3. 1 second. Let's go with WCS Game Heart, please. They're starting the game. I don't know if we're going to get the cancel. There we go. We're going to cancel. We're going to get WCS Game Heart for the final game. That really helps us out. Keep track of all the probe numbers. It lets us use skins. All those fantastic things that I know I love. And it helps make the cast a little better. Yeah, we're talking about pizza. So the payout here is 70-30. So 70-30 split here. So it's currently at $33.70. The payout for these players is $23.59 for the winner and $10.11 for the runner-up. The runner-up is getting the that's actually the initial minimum price. Like, we offer $10. We put our own $10 forward on top of the pizza with every one of these tournaments to make sure there is a minimum amount to go after. And Nicro, for taking it all the way here, beating Starkiller, not an easy task. Is at least take. Well, I'm already counting him out as the. That makes it sound like I'm counting him out as the loser. I'm not. Either one of these players could take home the second place prize. It's at least an amount of money. We're gonna get into this game, guys. Game number 3 takes place on year 0. In the top right-hand corner, the red Protoss, representative of Alpha X. It is Estrella. On the top left-hand corner, the blue Protoss, representing IC Bounty Sports. It is Nicro. And you are watching the absolute last match of the Pizza Pie Tournament 4. Fourth tournament for the first season of 2019. There's a Season 1, there's a Season 2, with a little break in the summer while I go off to do great things. That's right, this season is broken down, or this Pizza Pie is broken down into 2 seasons for 2019. Season 1 taking place over the course of 10 tournaments every other week, ending around May in a large grand finals, a $250 prize pool minimum, plus a pizza. To compete in that, you have to earn enough pizza points to be the top 16 people who apply. It will be a 16-person tournament. If more than 16 people apply for that tournament, we will only take those with the most pizza points, if that makes sense. Then we'll take a short break over the summer for 3 months, and we're going to come back in the fall with Season 2, where we will do the same thing. 10 tournaments every other week, ending in a grand final, a grandest of finals, the super, call it the pizza the Super Pizza Tournament, and that will be another $250. We have a nice little probe here, sneaky probe for sneaky proxy buildings. Behind this Nicro, dropping down Stalker Sentry, giving the impression of a scout, or at least giving the impression of an expansion. But behind this, there is a Stargate. So this Stargate Oracle, very fast, it's gonna be very quick. We're gonna have a Robo in position. Some Stalkers will be there to handle it if they'll be there. We'll have Stalkers. Sorry, we'll have Stalkers to maybe push this back and prevent any significant amount of damage. Maybe this is Void Ray. Maybe we get shield batteries at home. We're getting some shield batteries somewhere. Wait, did I miss a shield battery? Right. We're getting a shield battery back here. And the defense, 1 Stalker and a shield battery. Does it win this fight? That's a lot of Stalkers coming up. That is a number of Stalkers, and this is a shield battery. So yeah, they definitely win the shield battery fight. A little bit of bruising here, nothing that can't be patched up too bad, and there are just Stalkers marching across the map. So I like this. I like this maneuver, right? You got a forward pylon, you have Stalkers coming out. This is going to be a very aggressive Stalker push. At a minimum, it forces Nikro to be a little honest. Over here, we have a gateway, so he's even going to follow up this Oracle push. He's looking to follow this Oracle push with kind of a 4-gate timing, right? Is that how that works out? A couple Stalkers blinking in, doing as much damage as possible. Nikro opting after the Oracle to follow up with a Void Ray. This Oracle getting a lot of damage done. 6 probes going down, completely worth it. 7 drones, and yep, gets the Oracle on the way out. Stalker's in a relatively okay position here. Estrella was looking to move forward with that Warp Prism and possibly get something done with the Stalkers on a forward location, but now the danger is here. The danger is at your front door. Stalkers walking into the Warp Prism. That'd be a huge pick if they get it. They're going to get the Warp Prism. That is massive. Now the Adepts trying to get away. Do as much as they can there. The Void Ray has been revealed. The Stalkers are walking up the front door. It's Nikro with Stalkers, Nikro with Void Ray. Void Ray at a minimum gives vision, puts out a lot of damage to the Stalker and buildings. He can do a significant amount if he can push it up there. He's going to lose the Void Ray. He's got to keep that back. He can't lose that. It's too critical to the entire heart of this push. And there's nothing necessarily following this immediately. A couple Stalker Sentry warped in. Not a lot of gates to pull from. The Stalkers collapse in on that Void Ray. It's going to significantly weaken this push. There's a little bit of a force field to prevent the retreat there. Another round of warp ends. There are more Stalkers for Nikro right now, but the defensive... defender's advantage is going to start to kick in. There is an Immortal on the way that evens these odds quite a bit, but that is a very low number of units here. In support, Nikro wants to fall back, get another round of warp ends. He's got some Stalkers coming. Ooh, Zealots. Okay, so Zealots come in here. They handle the Immortal a little well. It does look like Estrella wanting to secure this low ground, starting to send probes down comfortable enough to get a little bit of mining done. And these two bastions of StarCraft here competing out on the line. This push is a pizza. The quality of this push is a pizza. If it's bad quality, right? If this is just completely gets flushed down the toilet, Nikro can't continue this aggression. He gives up the pizza. If he works up this ramp and gets some critical damage done to some Immortals, he gets a pizza. So now it is 2 Immortals. That is a significant number. But the Oracle coming back behind this, trying to get some damage done. Or did it not get damage done? Where is that Oracle? Oh, there it is. So I thought the Oracle was going right for the mineral line. It turns out it's collapsing in on the army. It wants to fight one-on-one. It says, come at me. It does an unfortunate trade there. And it looks like Nikro wants to push the issue here. He's focused firing down on the Immortals. He's trying to thin those numbers. He can't let that build up to a critical mass. He warps in another round of Stalkers back at his gate. He continues to push the issue with Zealots. Zealots running around. It does look like Estrella is going to push this back, but he has been reset a little bit on the Robotech, trying to shave off as many Immortals as possible. These are the Zealots pushing forward. The Nikro's push is starting to lose steam. There's the GG, and Estrella takes game number 3. Takes game number 3 and our hearts and our pizza. Ladies and gentlemen, woo! We have absolutely had a fantastic time here today. We have watched a 16-person bracket whittle its way down, fighting some of the craziest games of StarCraft that I've had the fortune of casting. We watch Estrella take the final victory, take the pizza, snatch it out of Nikro's hand, work all the way up. If I look at the bracket, Estrella didn't have an easy bracket. Estrella had to take out Riser. Riser had knocked out Game Time. Estrella had to take out Eon. Estrella had to take out Nikro. Has had a brutal bracket. Both sides of this bracket have some absolute murderers in them. Reaper falling out, Starkiller falling out. This has been absolutely fantastic. This is a GG. Season 1, Tournament 4 of the Pizza Pie Tournament. Thank you for watching. Thank all the players for competing. Get in here, guys. At a minimum, it's a replay. If you don't think you compete at this level, there are it is a replay. Where else do you get a chance to play against some of the most fantastic players in NA StarCraft? Mostly NA StarCraft. A couple outsiders get in there. Yeah, I'm rambling on. I'm just excited. That was some fantastic games of StarCraft, especially right there at the end. Excellent hold there by Estrella to pull in the victory. Some excellent Void Ray play by Estrella. I really actually hope we get to see a lot more Estrella here in the future. That being said, thank you for watching. Thank you, Suzanne Poof, for putting this all together, tournament organizer. Thank you, Matcherino, for your support of this tournament. Thank you, the fans. Thank you, StarCraft. This is what we're here for. We're amateur StarCraft. We do a lot of amateur StarCraft stuff. Amateur, professional, we're kind of blurring that line. And with that, I'm going to take a quick look. So my normal co-caster, I think he is still casting. So as soon as this ends, as soon as I see my ending screen, I'm going to send you over to Cole Terran. He is casting the University of British Columbia Cup of 2019. He's in the middle of that now. We're going to send him over. I'm going to give him a big pizza pie hug from you. Hang out. Let's get him going. You know Cole Terran. He's the guy that cast the Avilo game. Go say hi. Go show him your love. Go show your love to the University of British Columbia Cup 2019. They're all having a huge LAN party right now. I'm sure they're gonna love to have a couple more viewers. And he's a fantastic man, fantastic caster, going a lot of fantastic places. So send him your love. I'll see you guys. Go play some StarCraft.